What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Yakin with Yukon. Happy Sunday. Although I don't think it's happy. No Sunday's happy. I try to make Sunday happy, but I don't know if it works. So great to have you guys here. I got a tremendous guest for you guys tonight. He's popped in a couple times. He's been a full guest once before, and this is his second time around. Mr. Sintastic is in the house tonight. So very excited to talk with him once again. He's one of the good guys in YouTube, that's for sure. He does great work, very supportive, great friends. So, man, very excited to have Mr. Sintastic back on the show tonight. Let's go ahead and welcome some people in before we bring him. And Ultra Cardazilla, dude, I think you're first every single week, man. Props to you. Ultra Cardazilla's in the house, and from GameStop, I finally got my hands on the Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal. Nice, man. I heard that is a very good figure, so congratulations on that. Very cool. Gary's Grails. What is up, Gary? How you doing, man? Good to have you here. Hey, you need to shoot me a DM because I found your CM Punk that you've been looking for a while. My Walmart's got like 10 of them. So shoot me a DM, man. I can grab it for you, ship it to you if you still need it. So DM me, Gary. I got you covered, buddy. Rolando, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to have you here. We've got the Man Collects. What's up, Chris? Good to have you here, buddy. And then we've got Figure Fever. Figure Fever, I think you are new to the chat, so good to have you here. Thanks for stopping by, man. Good to have you here. All right, like I said, Mr. Sintastic is the guest for tonight. We kind of know who he is now. You guys saw that a few months back, so I've got some different kind of questions for him and kind of what's going on. So we'll get to that. A couple more people rolling in. There's John, Collecting Havoc. Good to have you here. And yes, we can start the party, man. All right, Mr. Sintastic, let's bring him in. Maybe. Come on. There you are.
What's up,
What
man?
is up, Mr. Sintastic? How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for coming back on the show.
Absolutely. I'm here every Sunday anyways, so
You are. I was gonna say you're here. That's why it was an easy choice for the next guest. It's like you're here anyway. You might as well just talk to me. Why not?
Exactly.
Exactly. So what's going on,
you know
man?
what? It makes Sundays, you joke about, oh, happy Sunday. This is at least something to look forward to every Sunday evening.
Well,
Makes
thank
it
you.
just a little bit better.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. It must if you're here every week. I don't, I try. I mean, there's some Sundays I'm like, I don't really want to do this, but other Sundays I'm like,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's get it going. So this is one of those Sundays where I'm excited. So
Awesome. I'm happy to be back.
yeah. So what's going on? How are things going? I know you met a special someone yesterday. If you'd like to talk about that.
Oh yeah. So Monday Night Raw was here this week, and Cody Rhodes, I guess he stuck around the area and did a signing here locally. It's pretty awesome. Although I think because SmackDown is live now, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, well, I think for the most part it's live.
Yeah, because SmackDown so Raw was in Albany on Monday, and then SmackDown was in Providence, Rhode Island on Friday.
Okay.
Which
so
he appeared on
around. Oh, right.
And then Providence is about 3 hours from here. And then he did the signing here on Saturday morning. So he must have just been bouncing around like all over the place.
Yeah.
But he's awesome. I mean, he was very nice. Very nice.
He's like a very genuine guy. He seems like a guy that just loves the fans. He's happy to do these things. He's not like, there's others out there. I don't want to name names, but there's others out there. It seems like it's a problem. But this guy, Cody just seems like that guy where it's like, he's happy to see the fans. He's happy to sign. Was that your experience with it?
Absolutely. The store that runs like all these autograph signings, I know the owner a little bit, and I always chat with him, and he told me beforehand, he's like, he's got to get out of here by 2:00 because he has a house show in Utica tonight, which was about an hour and a half from here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and house shows start like at 7, but they have to get there early and do their whatever. And he's like, yeah, so he's got to get out of here by 2, and the line was moving slow. So, and I was not like near the front because he did all the pictures first, and then he did autographs.
Mm,
So I only did the autograph, and I was like, "Ooh, is he gonna have to just?" But he stuck around to the end, and
good for him.
every single person, he made it a point to be like, thanks for coming out, I appreciate it, and yeah, I was like, oh, I love your work, I'm a big fan. He's like, thanks, dude. I was like, just hearing him say that was like,
Yeah,
oh, he's like
yeah,
just such a down to earth guy. So it was really nice.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, he does. Like I've seen clips of him where he comes out of the arena and he meets up with people, and it's like they're like, we can take a picture. He's like, well, I'll do you one better. I'll give you an autograph, and just that kind of guy, where
Well,
he's very appreciative of the fans, like they should be.
Well, there was a group of kids in front of me who didn't do the photo op. Like they did the photo op first, like I said, and then it was the autograph signing. And you weren't supposed to do pictures with him during the autographs. And there was like a group of kids in front of me with their parents. And he, they like one of the little kids, like a 5-year-old, asked him, like, can I take a picture? He's like, can I have your phone? And he just does like a selfie with them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I mean, he didn't have to do that.
That's
You
awesome.
know,
That's awesome.
it
Yeah.
was so yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice guy, very genuine. It's good to have people out there like that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because there's a lot of negativity going around. A lot of people don't like it that other people are coming back, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. But how do you feel about CM Punk coming back?
I think it's great. I mean, it's good for business.
That's it.
Uh,
That's what it's
how
about.
they say it. I
Yep.
mean, I think the WWE is in a really good spot right now. They
I would
just
agree. One of the best
they
spots they've been in a long time. It's been a
yeah
while since it's been this solid with this roster. This roster's
yeah.
like pretty solid.
This roster is stacked,
Yeah.
and I think if they do their booking right, they could have like a really special like year going forward, starting from Royal through Mania. They have a lot of interesting choices they can make, and a lot of interesting combinations of characters that they can have work together. So I
Yeah.
think it could be really good.
Yeah, I
So,
agree. I think since Orton and CM Punk have come back, the Rock rumors have just gone completely away. You don't hear any more
right,
rumors about
right,
Rock coming
exactly.
because it's like you don't really need him now.
You don't need them. I
You
mean,
got
and it
Punk,
would
you
almost
got
feel
Orton.
at this point it would be forced. You
Uh-huh.
know,
Mhm.
you just here's my prediction, and I'm just spitballing here. I think Punk wins the Royal Rumble,
Mhm.
and I think he goes after Seth
Yep.
for
Yep.
that title,
Yep.
and I think they stay the course with Cody and Roman the way they've been planning for another match for them. But I
Agree.
think the Punk and Cody match will be the main event of night 2, and Reigns and Cody will be night 1.
Really,
So
you
yeah,
think they're gonna flop it?
I think Reigns Cody will be night 1. Punk Rollins will be night 2.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen, but still the kicker though. It's like, what do they do with Damian Priest? I don't think they were counting when they put the thing on him, the Money in the Bank. I don't think they were counting on having Punk back or having Orton back. And it's like,
Right.
what are they going to do with that
When
guy?
does usually Money in the Bank is like
I
June?
mean, yeah, he's already had it for like 7, 8 months, something like that.
Usually, like if a guy fails cashing in, like their career's done.
Right.
That's usually the death knell. Like who was
Right.
it? Like Corbin. Was
Corbin
not
failed.
successful.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
failed. Damian Sandow failed. It's like that's usually the death knell.
Yeah.
So he's got to get it. I mean, maybe they have him cash in. Against Punk eventually, like in May or something. They don't have Punk have the title for too long, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Well, no, I mean, I think you need to, with his popularity, I think you need to put it on him for a little bit, kind of like they did in AEW. But then,
Yeah.
you can't kill Priest, like you said. You can't kill his momentum by
No,
not having
I
him
mean,
cash in.
and you
He's
shouldn't.
got
I
to
mean,
do
he's
something.
like kind of one of the youngest guys that they need to build around
Exactly.
in the future. So
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
we'll see. But like
Yeah.
there's been all these MJF rumors that his contract is up at the end of this year. Hypothetically, like if the WWE was to sign him, there's nowhere to even put him.
No, it's too much. It's
You're
overload.
right.
You can't do
you're
that.
not going to make MGF a mid Carter at this point.
And he's not.
He's
With
not
his mic
right.
skills, he's not. He's a top
Yeah,
tier guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, and that's
So
why I think Roman needs to get out of here. I think Roman needs to step aside and go. You wanna
yeah.
be part time, then you're no time. It's like one of those things.
Well,
So
he's had. I saw this the other day. I think only like 6 matches this whole year.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah. It's like
Like,
it's worse
and
than
I
Brock
mean,
Lesnar.
not just
you
only
know?
6 matches, but
Yeah,
like he hardly ever shows up on SmackDown. Like
right.
he shows up once every 2 months, like just on SmackDown. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous now, and it's making them look stupid, kind of. The
Yeah,
WWE looks pretty foolish. I mean, you got LA Knight too, who's really a top tier
right,
guy. You
right.
can't deny that the reaction he gets. You got all these top
They got to
Orton
get the
again.
title off of
You
Roman.
got to get it off
I
him.
Yeah, I
You
think they
gotta.
will. I think they're going to give it to Cody, and I think Punk will get it off Rollins. That's how
Yeah,
they're going.
I mean, give it to Cody and turn Orton back to heel and have them go at it for a while. That'd be good stuff right there. I mean, tons of things you could do. Tons of
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
yeah. It's exciting. Like I've always followed WWE, and it's definitely one of the better times to do it right now.
Yeah,
So
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so how's collecting going for you? What are you jumping on the Ross bandwagon like everybody else is? I'm on the Ross bandwagon. I mean, it's
I I,
insane
I,
what
I
we're
wish.
finding, man.
I wish. I don't have any Rosses around me.
Oh, too
Uh,
bad.
yeah, I have. Oh, what's the other big one? Why is the name like slipping my mind?
Ollies.
Ollie's, yes. I have Ollie's, but Ollie's has kind of run dry at this point. It's
Yeah,
kind of run its course, and it's all
yeah,
the
it ran
same.
its course. Yeah,
It's all the same crap that's been there for a while.
yeah.
But I see people just making these crazy finds at Ross. I'm like,
It's nuts.
all right.
It's insane. Like
Yeah,
people are finding Hasbro Pulse exclusives there, and it's like
dude.
I.
I think while it's cool that it's happening in a way because it's nice to find this stuff in the wild. I don't think it's good for the hobby as a whole, just in general. Like if these kind of things are ending up at Ross, I mean that means they can't sell them,
Right,
you know,
right.
and that's just not good for as a whole. The toy collecting hobby.
No, it's not. And what you're saying is exactly right because it's like I think what it's showing is how overpriced things are,
Yeah,
and the things that they're putting a lot of stock into, really, they probably shouldn't be. I mean, it's like
it,
that's
yeah, it's wild.
yeah.
I mean, and I've noticed this amongst a lot of my collector friends, and I alluded to this in my last video. I talked about it a little bit. I think that's why a lot of collectors are slowly moving more towards vintage right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is
Absolutely.
like the modern there's an issue with modern toys. I mean, between the price, the plastic-free packaging, I think causes them a lot of damage as far as people's um, making them desirable for people, and the cost is ridiculous on a lot of these stuff. It's like
Yeah.
why would you pay $30 for whatever when you can get a cool vintage piece for really not that much more?
Absolutely. I mean, you're saying exactly what I've been saying the last few months too. I've gotten really into vintage myself. Man, I found a Ghostbuster firehouse. It's not in the best condition, but I found it for 25 bucks. And
Wow.
so I'm putting it together off of 3D printed. I've got 3D printed doors that I ordered. I'm going to get a
Okay.
3D printed sign. I'm going to kind of customize it, but it's $25. I mean,
That's
that's like a Black Series figure, man.
right.
Come
One
on.
Black Series figure.
Right. Right. So it's like I'm totally with you on the vintage. And I know Ron does this. I think Ron's out of every single modern line except
Yeah,
for
he's
yeah,
completely
he's
out.
just
Yeah,
totally out. You
yeah.
know? And it's like I think more and more people are saying exactly what you're saying, to where it's like I can get so much more vintage and be happy because the way I used to look at it, it's like it's cool to have a Black Series and it's the way you imagined it when you were a kid, but I could go get what I actually had as a kid, and it's cheaper
That
than the new thing, you know?
right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
So it's
It's
like I think it's a no-brainer anymore, and they're man, I don't know about you, but I run into sellers on eBay and Mercari. There's a lot of people that have taken a really good care of their vintage figures, and if you're willing to pay just a little bit more, you can get a
Yeah,
lot of good stuff.
yeah, you really can. Do you see that Ghostbusters firehouse that Man Cave got?
Yes, I mean he scored big time on that. Yeah, I
That
saw
was
that. Yeah,
that was awesome.
I mean that thing's pristine. I
Yeah,
mean it looks like it looks like 1988 is what it looks like.
it really does. Yeah, that thing is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure he paid more than 25 for it.
Oh, I mean, he got it with a nice box too. So
Well, there you go. The box, yeah, that always adds a ton to it, you know. I mean, so there it is. But what are you more focused on right now? Do you think you're more focused on modern or vintage?
I would say probably split pretty evenly. I would say at this point. I mean, a year ago it was probably 90-10 split modern and
Right,
vintage, and now it's probably 50-50.
right. Yeah,
So, I mean, I've cut out like a lot of lines from modern that I just don't even touch anymore.
yeah.
So, I mean, the only thing from modern that I still really just wholeheartedly collect are wrestling, because the new, I think to me at least, the Mattel wrestling is the best line going right now.
Mhm, mhm.
And I still collect Black Series and vintage collection Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you can find those are awesome. I found a bunch like $4. Like
yeah.
it's crazy. Like they're the deluxe stormtrooper with the E-web cannon. Those things were
Mhm.
$6. I ran across like 6 of them yesterday.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, it's crazy.
in NECA, I've really cut back on,
Yeah.
just picking and choosing a little bit here and there. Same with McFarlane. McFarlane. Yeah, I've talked to other guys about this. Like, I hate that how McFarlane just can't just do like a normal character. Like he's always got to put his own like little twist on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, just give me the traditional characters, like how they're supposed to look. And that's it.
Well,
I mean,
exactly.
you could do the other stuff, but give me the traditional ones too.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that I more care about. Like I got the Chase Hawkman, because that looks like the old Superpowers figure.
Mhm.
You know, so like that one I picked up. Um, I did pick up the whole Batman and Robin set.
A lot
They're
of people have picked that up. I'm shocked how popular that is.
Dude, it is awesome. Those look phenomenal. They
Do you
really do.
like do you like the Mr. Freeze? Or does that need
The
some
Mister
work?
the Mister Freeze is great.
Nice.
He really is. I've seen it. I've seen other people open them up and look at, and I've watched reviews. I just haven't had a chance to like open them all up and build them. But from what I've seen, he looks amazing, and they look great in package. So yeah, I still got to open them up and do. Yeah, I'm kind of doing a whole remodel of my room. I got all sorts of stuff I'm doing right now. So
Nice, nice.
I'll get to.
Did you get more room or are you just reorganizing things?
No, I'm just reorganizing.
Oh,
Like
okay.
every time that I need to create more room, what I end up doing is just opening a bunch of stuff
There you go. That
and
does it.
kind of figuring out where to put that, and then so it's
Right.
a it's a work in progress, because I want to
Yes.
do another room tour end of the year, early next year. So
How
it's
many room tour videos have you done?
one main one.
Just one?
And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
like 2 years ago at this point.
Gotcha. Nice.
So it's time for a new one. Things have changed up enough that it'll be cool to see a new one.
Yeah. Let me get back to the chat. I totally ignored these guys. Priest is the money in the bank holder feels weak. I agree with that. It didn't honestly, it didn't feel weak when it happened, but so much has changed since then. It does feel a little weak right now. And
Yeah,
it's like putting Priest above Punk or above LA Knight. I think that's a messed up. I would agree.
yeah.
Let's see here. Give it to Dom. Watch the give it to Dom. Yeah, he lost his title last night. You got to give him something. Ollie's, let's see. Ollie's, I hear one or two Eternals. Yeah, just a couple. There's a couple Eternals figures left. Yes, yes.
It's amazing how many Eternals are still at Ollie's. It's
It's crazy.
insane.
Like I don't know about you, but in mine, there's still hundreds of Marvel Legends, and it's not just the Eternals. It's I don't
No,
even remember. It's a bunch. Yeah.
it's the Thor Love and Thunder wave,
Yep. Yep.
like
Yep.
Black Panther. I mean, it's insane.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. My local house is desolate, barren graveyard of unwanted plastic. It just happens now and again. Found Ultra Magnus or Ross years. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yep. And this is a good point that the John's making. We're probably seeing the effects of a distribution jam, prices, plastic-free packaging, and a bad economy. I would agree with every one of those points. I think. Um,
Yes.
I think. Yeah, I think everyone. Do you think one of those is more so than the other?
Well, I don't know if one is more so than the other, but the one thing which I would also add to that is there's still that COVID lag
Hmm.
where there was such a demand for collectibles during COVID and there weren't enough at that point. And I think all these toy companies really ramped up their production of everything.
Yeah.
But by the time it came to fruition, people stopped caring by that point as
Right.
much.
Right. No, I
So,
I agree, and I think it's exactly what you said. And then they're like, you know, with the exclusives, people are going to want these. Well, then nobody wants them, so they
yeah,
send them. I mean, they must be getting pennies on the dollar for these, giving them to Ross. And it's like that vintage collection 4 pack with Mando, Grief, or with Mando, Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper, and Grogu. I think it was
mhm.
$80 just a couple months ago, and now it's like $20 at Ross. And it's like, well, I thought that was going to be a big deal, and now it's $20. You know.
I mean, it's so weird, like with these collectibles. Like, there was that one wrestling 3 pack that came out. I forget. I want to say it was like an Amazon exclusive. It was a Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman,
I remember that one. Yep.
and it's a really cool 3 pack, and it was an Amazon exclusive. And then all of a sudden, it showed up at Burlington Coat Factory
Yeah. Yep.
for $20.
Yep.
Like, how does an Amazon exclusive end up at Burlington?
Exactly. It's just like I don't understand how the distribution works and everything. I
Yeah.
guess they're just trying to unload them at any cost. It's like we'll take anything.
But the thing is, it was hard to like get. Like it would always like sell out
Mhm.
quickly on Amazon. Like it wasn't like an easy thing to get. And then all of a sudden, they just ended up at Burlington. It's
Right.
it's, it's just very bizarre.
Well, I mean, if they had restocked it Amazon, I'm sure they would have sold out.
Of course.
It's
Yeah.
weird that it, like you said, it's weird that it shows up at Burlington.
Yep.
Um, Poor movie performance, poor character selection, and it's all at once. That's a problem too. There's so much media coming out, and they're trying to keep up with the media. It's like the Ahsoka stuff. They actually did a good job, almost having Ahsoka stuff come out with the show,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
still not really selling because, well, it's Black Series, and you get like one thing with it, and it's $25.
I mean,
So
they have to have those figures come out
they do.
at least while the show is still going on.
Yeah,
Like at least towards the end. Like if it starts rolling out around the finale, because if it's like 2-3 months later, ship has sailed.
yeah.
People
Well, exactly.
people have moved on.
That's what they did with the Mandalorian. They missed the
Yeah,
boat on Grogu, and everyone was like, "Why didn't you have the Grogu stuff out when the Mandalorian was out?" It's like, well, we would have spoiled it, but yeah, but you would have made a lot of money, you know.
right.
So it's like it's a tough juggling act, I think.
It
So
really is.
yeah.
It,
So all right, well, I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't know if you have a video planned out for this, so if you do, you don't have to answer it if you don't want. Give me your top 5 figures of the year.
whew. Let's see. Top 5 figures of the year. I wasn't gonna. I was probably gonna do this at some point, but I was gonna do like a few lines and then
Oh,
like
okay.
from those pick and choose.
Yeah.
Ones that come to mind. My top Black Series figure is the Return of the Jedi carded Darth Vader with removable helmet.
Okay. All right. All right.
I think that is a phenomenal figure.
Yep.
That same figure, well, the Vader with removable helmet for the vintage collection is another really good one.
Yep. Yep.
We got a lot of really good wrestling figures. The Kurt Angle is a phenomenal figure from the ultimate, their ultimate editions. That's a really good one. Oh, what else? Just thinking. Oh, the Black Series Darth Malgus is one of my
I
favorites.
think that's on everybody's list. Yep.
That one is awesome.
Great figure. Great figure.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I'll stick to Black Series. The Darth Malik is really
Yeah.
good too.
Excellent choice. That's a good one
Yeah,
too. I
that's
agree.
what I'll go with off the top of my head.
Good list. Good
Yeah.
list. I agree with all those. I definitely agree. How did you like the Return of the Jedi Luke? I thought that was probably one of the best Jedi Knight Lukes they've done
It for Black Series
for
or
Black Series. Yeah, for
yeah,
Black Series.
that was definitely a very good one. I like that, like they actually have in the flap kind of down.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
It's a nice touch because that's how it is in the end of the movie.
Right, and I'm actually surprised they did pay that much attention to detail because it's like I
Yeah,
kind of expected that to be. Oh wait, that's not a deluxe figure, is it?
yeah.
One of those things. So
And I have always loved that card back too.
that cardback's phenomenal. Yep, agree,
Yep.
agree. Yep, yep.
Return of the Jedi was the first like Star Wars line when I was a kid that I collected because Return of the Jedi came out. I was 7, so that was I was a little too young for Empire, but by the time Return of the Jedi came out, I was all in. So that was like the first one where I really got all the figures and everything. So that's the one that holds the most nostalgia for
Oh
me.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was the first one I saw in the theater too, and it's like you kind of don't lose that memory. That memory sticks with you for sure. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So what do you got planned for 2024 for your channel? Is there anything new that you're going to do, or is it kind of be business as usual with your channel?
I well, it's gonna be a little kind of business as usual, but I want to get away from like the weekly toy hunts and that kind of grind a little bit, and just do like more. You just do more stuff than that because it's starting to like it's such a grind,
That's a
and
huge grind. Yeah.
I'm going on almost 3 years doing it now, and like every week, and it's like Targets and Walmarts, Targets and Walmarts. It's
Yeah.
like holy cow! Like I've gotten to a point where, and no offense to like anybody in the chat and to you too, but like I can't even watch like other toy hunters like anymore,
I
like
wasn't going
doing
to say it, but I totally agree.
I barely have like enough mustard to like do it myself.
Right.
I'm like I
Right.
can't like watch like it's like if like you do a video on something else that's other than the toy hunt, oh I'm
Yeah.
all about it.
Yeah.
But like the toy hunts, just the regular kind of run of the mill toy hunts, like I just have trouble with it. So I want to get away from that a little bit and focus more on doing conventions and things like that. And I did that. I started doing that this year to a degree, but I want to do that even more so next year.
What
So
convention was it that you and Jersey Geek and Ron went to? That was a great video.
the Maryland Toy Expo.
Yeah, I mean that one booth. I know all three of you. Your jaws were on the floor. My
Dude,
jaw was on the floor
I
just watching
got
it. It was
like
insane.
I got some amazing pieces from that booth. I'm actually looking at them. I got the two Hasbro wrestlers. I got the Hogan and the Kerry Von Erich.
Nice, nice, nice.
That booth was amazing, and the guy was he was super fair with pricing. Like he was, it was awesome. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Eh,
So yeah, I want to, if I can, I want to do that convention again. I want to do Toys for the Ages with Ron and Jersey, which they did in the summertime. One thing which I'm thinking about doing is WrestleMania is going to be in Philly,
yeah.
which is 3.5 hours from me. Now I started looking at tickets for it. it's it's $1,000 for nosebleeds for
Oh
both.
my gosh. Jeez.
So I'm like, you know what? That's ridiculous. Like, I'm not going to even enjoy that. Like, so, but I've always wanted to go to fan access.
There you go. There you go. Yep.
So, in fan access, you don't have to actually go. You have WrestleMania tickets to go to fan access. It's just at a separate location where they're doing like, where they do all the signings. They have like their like kind of store that they set up and they show all the stuff that's coming out. Like I would love to do that. So I might actually do that and not go to Mania itself, but just do fan access. So that's one thing which I'm thinking about doing.
I would have sworn, man, I'm surprised at that they don't make you have WrestleMania tickets to go to that.
No, it's pretty much it's open to the public.
Nice, nice. Well, I mean, for no $1,000 for nosebleeds, do you have any idea how much it is for like on the floor, like on the
I
ramp?
didn't even look. As soon as that came up, I was like, forget it.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
a
man.
because Jersey Geek actually lives not far from there. He lives outside of Philly. So
Okay.
like I could have stayed with him and like, I wouldn't have to worry about hotel. But I'm like, hell, in the nosebleeds, you don't even enjoy it,
No,
you
I
know?
mean you're better off watching it at home on TV.
Exactly. I rather go to fan access and then go to Jersey Geek's house and watch it
There you go.
from his living room.
There you go.
So
That's
yeah.
that's absolutely the way to do it. Yep. I can't believe they're that much. I thought that they were, for I kind of thought $1,000 for the floor. I wasn't not $1,000 for the bleeds. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's insane, and this is through Ticketmaster. It's not like a second hand, So
See, that's what's bad about events like that. I think they've priced so many people out now. It's like only the super rich can do stuff like that. It really sucks.
it does, it does.
It's like
So,
give everybody else a chance too. I mean, going to a live events is great. Live events are probably the best things, but
oh, dude,
mm,
the Raw was so much fun.
yeah, Raws are
So,
great. Yeah, yeah,
and those tickets, I mean, if you watch my video, yeah, I showed a bunch of footage from it. Like you could see, like my seats were really good.
yeah,
They're $80.
yeah.
Like
There you
it
go.
wasn't that expensive, and it's just like I don't know what they're thinking for Mania. And Raw was a blast. Like right now, especially like everybody kind of does like the sing along. They have like a lot of songs that lend themselves to like almost like sing alongs. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep.
Between like the Seth Rollins opener or song and Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn's,
Mhm.
like so like the crowd gets super into it, and you just kind of get caught up in that fever. It's really cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, and that's the way you want it, but it's like when it's $1,000 for a nosebleed
yeah,
ticket,
oh,
it's like
it's
that
like
can't be fun. And
no,
it's Philadelphia in April. God only knows what the weather's gonna
it
be
might
like.
snow for all you know.
Right? It could.
Yeah,
It could snow
so
because that's where the Eagles play, right? I
yeah,
forgot the name of the stadium, but it's like,
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
just. It's like when
It's
they had it in New York a few years ago. I'm like, man, I sure hope it doesn't snow on those guys.
I so regret not going to that.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
really should have. Like
yeah,
that would have been the one to go to. I really regret going to that, not going to that. So,
yeah,
but what are
yeah.
you
That's tough, man. Oh, jeez. Well, so I want to go back to the toy hunts. I think the hard thing about that is like that's kind of the meat and potatoes of every channel, though. It's like you have to go as much as it sucks. You have to go to the big box stores. Is there any chance that you're going to look at maybe reviews or like Toy
doing? Nah,
Talks or nah, no?
nah. Toy Talks maybe is something along those lines. Reviews now. Yeah, there's just it's not something I know I would be good at. There's so many people that are good at it. I don't think it's where I want to take the channel.
Yeah,
I think I just want to do more of those like more different kind of hunts. Go on like even like a day trip to like, you know, spring. Like for me, Springfield, Massachusetts is an hour and a half, and they have a bunch of vintage toy stores. Do that kind of stuff more often.
right, right.
You know,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's more fun. I mean, it's more fun for you.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Like
It's like,
I mean, the WalMarts and Targets just have become such a grind. Like
yeah,
they really
well,
have.
you see the same stuff every
You see the
time, and
same
it's
stuff,
like,
and especially now this time of year
oh yeah,
when it's like it's impossible to park. Like everybody's an asshole. You know, like it's
yeah, yeah,
like today. I'm like, oh God, why am I doing this?
yeah, yeah. It's
Like
like,
it's like raining all day. I'm parking half a mile away. Everybody's honking at each other. It's just miserable.
I've always wondered how an online toy hunt would go. It's like if I go on the big bad toy store and just film it, like how would that go? Would people actually watch that? Because I mean, like you said, it's almost more productive to go online this time of year and just buy stuff. That's why
Absolutely.
so many people do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like
Um,
it's
So I'm just gonna, I mean, I'm still gonna obviously do those toy hunts, and those are
yeah,
is still kind of my, bread and butter. But I'm gonna try to steer away from it a little bit more.
yeah, yeah. I mean, how about a live? Is there any chance that you're interested in doing a live of your own? Or I saw you on Man Caves the other night. You guys did a great job as always.
Nah. which it's not about toys, but it's we do it every couple of weeks where we discuss movies, video games, shows that we were watching, like that kind of stuff. So it's called We Watch, We Play, We Rant.
Nice.
So
Nice.
we have a lot of fun with that. So we do that all the time. So I think between all of that,
It's
it's
enough.
enough.
Yeah. How long have you guys been doing that for?
Since boy, we started during COVID. It was just a way to like kind of get together and chat like during COVID. So it's sometime I want to say we started like summer of 2020.
Okay.
And during COVID, we were like militant about it. We did it like once a week. Yeah, we've slowed down quite a bit now. We probably do it like once a month now.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
but we talk about all the movies that are out, like what we've seen, kind of do like our mini reviews on them. What shows are we watching? Like Gen V just ended. The Boys spinoff. So we talked about that. That kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
video games that we're playing. So
Right. I can't believe someone's actually tried this. So Chris says I tried an online toy hunt early on. I got decent views for it. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that actually worked. That I was just joking.
You never
I mean,
know.
why not? I suppose it could.
It's so weird. Like I'll never understand the YouTube algorithm
Oh, okay.
where
No.
it's we've
No.
talked about this.
No.
It's bizarre. Like I released a video today. It's doing terrible.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. It's a toy hunt. I do toy hunts every
I
week.
don't know why either, because mine's doing great. So I have no idea.
Like it's bizarre.
It's
Last
so
week
weird.
did awesome.
Yeah.
Last week did great. This week, I don't know.
Yeah, I had
So
one
go figure.
about a month ago. It had like 3,500 views. I was like, oh, finally, it's gonna finally get going.
Yeah.
I'm like this close to being fully monetized, like so close. Next one was like 300 views. It's like, what the hell, man? I'm like, how? I don't
Yeah.
know how to. These two guys right here, the man collects, collect dynamic. These guys have it figured out somehow. I don't know how they've done it. They're
Yeah.
consistent as hell. I'll give you that. But it's like,
Consistency. Definitely helps.
yeah,
I'm consistent from the fact that like I do it every Sundays, and it's usually it's every week. But doing it a few times a week probably helps. But who knows?
yeah, it's so hard to figure out.
They have good channels too. So that helps,
They do.
obviously.
They do. No, not taking away anything from you guys. You guys have great channels.
Yeah.
You
But
do.
it's I don't know.
Yeah. It's like all the things they tell you to do, like have the schedule. Like you've had a schedule for a long time,
Yeah.
and I've been on a schedule for a while now, and it's like you just don't see the consistency. It's like one minute or 1 week you're doing great, the next minute you completely suck, and it's just like
It makes
it's so
no
hard to figure out. No.
And every once in a while, like once a year, I'll have a video that like blows up. It'll get like thousands of views, just randomly though. Like absolutely no rhyme or reason as to why that video would do that well, but it'll get like 8,000 views.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't figure it out. Let's see what else he said. John says he has no idea. He gave me a couple of tips that help, but he says he has no idea. I think it's because we're good looking, dude. That ain't why. It's you guys. No, no. My thumbnails are lame. My titles are dumb.
Listen, let's all be honest. We're not a good looking group.
No. You're the reincarnation of Rico Suave. Okay, that's hilarious. Oh man. Well, do you have any more collaboration videos planned for anybody? That you're any more conventions that you're going to go out with people on?
Nothing in the near future. Probably in the springtime. Like Jersey Geek and I keep talking about like how he's going to come to me and like for a weekend. So at that point, that's going to happen at some point, probably in the next few months. But that's probably the next one.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
And if I do fan access at WrestleMania, I'll probably go stay with him. So we'll do something together there. And Ron and I will probably do something coming up at some point in the next few months too, because we're not that far apart. We're only about 2 months apart. Just we both have kind of busy schedules, so it's just hard to coordinate.
Yeah. It's tough to get those schedules lined up. That's for sure. Absolutely. Let's see. I think I went past that one. Yep. Okay. Okay. Well, what do you think we can expect from 2024 in terms of like, figures? Is there anything that you've seen that you're looking forward to that's been announced, or is it, is there anything that you're going to stop collecting?
I mean, it seems like the line that's really hot right now, and it's the line that I got out of a while ago, is classifieds.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's the one that's like everybody's just really on right now, and it seems to be killing it. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out, but I'm out on it, so it's yeah. As far as not, there hasn't really been much announced for Star Wars.
No, it's been pretty slow for Star Wars.
It's
Yeah.
it's been pretty slow. Wrestling is a good steady stream of stuff, but like nothing crazy. Um, Listen, I'd be happy if things slowed down a little bit for me personally. The wallet can take a break. The wallet, it needs a break sometimes.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
Is there
yeah,
any line that you're doing now that you might cut out?
that I might cut out. I think I've cut out everything which I'm gonna cut out. Um, I've cut back on NECA quite a bit, but I'm still gonna. Some of their stuff is just so cool. I can never say no. I'm never gonna buy a NECA figure.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and same with Marvel Legends, where I'm like, I cut back severely on those, but every once in a while something really cool comes out for those, where I'm like, all right, I can't say no.
Yeah.
But GI Joe classifieds, I can say no to everything. I can be completely out of.
I mean, the his tank I've seen. There's a ton of reviews on it. It looks pretty solid, but I still don't think it's worth $300. I just don't
Dude,
see the $300.
because I mean it's been almost 2 years since it
Hmm.
went up.
Like
Like
18 months. Yeah.
I was in on GI Joe at the time, and I've gotten rid of everything, and I have the his tag coming, so I'm just gonna use it as a trade chip for something.
There you go. Well, you'll get a lot for it because everybody's after it. You get those guys who want you to sell it to them at cost on eBay. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I'll probably trade it into one of my local toy stores,
yeah,
and they'll give me fair value for it.
right.
I mean, I'll be happy honestly to just get back what I paid for it. So, I mean, I don't want to deal with the hassle of selling it online or anything like that. From what I heard, that thing is heavy. So just shipping that thing would be,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
You looking at a
so
lot of money just there. I saw one guy. He got it and immediately he just took it all apart and he would just had pieces. He took a picture. It was just pieces of it everywhere. I was like, damn, you
I
get
mean,
that
it
thing and
does
just
look.
take it apart. You know?
Kyle Peterson did a really good review on it, and it. I mean, I'll admit. I mean, it looks awesome. I
Yeah,
mean, it really does.
yeah.
It almost makes me want to go back to GI Joe, but I'm like, I mean, what am I just going to do with alone his tank at this point?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if you have
But
one, you gotta have them all, right?
yeah, it is.
You can't.
So it's. I mean, but it's definitely cool. It's definitely a cool piece.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. I'm doing another my opening night, trying to post by Monday night. Nice, nice. And he says it weighs 19 pounds. Wow,
Yeah,
I had no
yeah,
idea it was that heavy.
yeah. It's a hefty boy.
I mean, that kind of changes my mind on the $300 if it's that heavy.
Yeah.
It's just not that impressive, like size wise. It looks like what
Hey, did you
I don't know.
watch Kyle's review on it?
No, I watched some of the first ones. It was the ones I watched were all overseas guys, so it's hard to gauge
Oh,
up on that.
watch
But
Kyle's. It's really good, and the thing is, it's pretty big, dude. I mean, it's big. I mean, it's pretty hefty.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Again, I
yeah.
mean, I want to have room for it, so and I sold all my GI Joes.
And
Too.
that's
I'm
the thing.
like
It's
you,
like I don't even know
know.
where the hell I'm going to put it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the other thing.
That's a
I mean,
problem with all these things.
I mean, I have. I mean, I have no idea where I'm going to put this. I pre-ordered the sideshow 1989 Batmobile.
Oh, nice. Dang, that thing's that. What is that like 2.5 feet long or something like that?
It's big. I mean, I have
Uh,
the DeLorean, and that is awesome. I have it set up with Marty and Doc Brown, and I kind of want to put. I have a space to put the Batmobile right next to it with, and I have the '89 sideshow Batman. So it's gonna look awesome. But yeah, I mean that's the last thing which I'll be able to have space for something like that for.
Right, right. Yeah. I mean, it's not every day you can just sit there and make space for something that big. It's not unless you sell a bunch of stuff, but
It's yeah. I mean, we all wrestle with it as space. I mean,
yeah.
it's one thing which we can't create more of.
Yep, exactly. Payne's toy samples built it live last night. It looks good, but it couldn't do the $300. I agree, man. I totally agree. And John doesn't know where he's putting his yet, so nice. Figure fever. I kept on putting it off the pre-order in his tank. Then I saw the figures that came with it. Wanted to pre-order it then, and it ended. I think the Cobra Commander is what really kind of put it over the top. Because I don't know if they're going to re-release that Cobra Commander or not. If they were smart,
They usually don't.
they usually don't. Exactly. Exactly. That figure right there is going to be worth hundreds of dollars itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's maybe I'll hold on to it for a little while and just kind of
Yeah.
put it
See where
off
it
to the
goes.
side.
Yeah. There you go.
Let it appreciate some value.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Viper's Pit. What's up? Good to have you here, man. Thanks for tuning in. All right. So let's see. Did I get to all the comments? Yes, I think I did. Okay. So I don't know if I asked you this last time, but I want you to give me your three favorite YouTubers. Doesn't have to be all collecting or anything like that. It can be anybody.
Favorite YouTubers. All right. I would say these guys actually kind of started like me watching like YouTube channels in general, like collecting channels. In their video game hunting group called the Game Chasers.
Hmm.
Have you ever
Nope.
heard or seen them?
Nope.
Awesome channel. They've been around for since like 2010.
Oh wow.
So been around for a long time, where they basically go around hunting for old video games, vintage video games at flea markets, at garage sales, all sorts of stuff. And it's a really fun channel. It's it's a little bit like American Pickers.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Nice.
just with video games. They're still a channel that I watch religiously. As far as toys, I always go back to my boy Man Cave. You know, he's kind of an OG for me as
Oh,
far as
totally.
toys are concerned. He's still one of my favorites. And what else? Here's one completely out of left field, not related to collecting in any way. And it's a channel I watch religiously every week. It's called the Y Files.
The Wi-Fi.
A WHY Files, and it's such a fun channel. It basically every week he goes over a different topic. Definitely, basically goes over like urban legends,
Oh,
and he goes over like a different urban legend, conspiracy theory, like wacky stuff every week. He presents you the story of what it is, and then goes about debunking it or being like, I don't know. Like he's not like a crazy loon like a Joe Rogan that's out there, like
right. Right.
like he's a really good storyteller, and he just presents like these stories in a really interesting way. And then he's like, okay, and here's what the truth is. Here's what's been debunked. Here's what hasn't been. You make the decision. I'm just presenting it to you, and it's fun. And that's it.
Nice.
And
Nice.
it's really good. It's really good. It's a great channel.
I'll
So
have to check that out.
those are yeah. So those are kind of like my favorites.
Nice. Nice. How long have you known Man Cave? Have you known him a while?
3 years.
Years? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Nice.
Yeah. I basically stalked him out.
I mean, there you go. Sometimes that's what you got to do, right?
I mean, that's the thing. It's like you just start chatting on Instagram or whatever, and you just can't. I'm sure you've had this happen to you. There's some people that like you'll get messages from, and you just get a creepy vibe from them immediately.
Yeah. I hope no
You
one's
know?
ever said that about me, but yeah,
No,
I know what you're saying. I know what
but
you're saying.
listen, like I wouldn't be on here if I felt that way about you.
Right, right,
But there's this, but you instantly you can tell if somebody's pretty much down to earth and normal.
right, Right.
And he and I just immediately hit it off. We started texting more and more, and just we started chatting. And then my family and I were taking a vacation to Florida, and it was back when just everything started like really reopening a post COVID, and there weren't a lot of rental cars available, if you remember.
Yeah,
Like
that was hard to get. Yeah, I remember that.
rental cars were like crazy expensive. So what we did was my wife and daughter flew to Florida, and I drove so we could have a car down there. And on the way to Florida, I stopped in North Carolina to visit Man Cave, and that was the
Nice.
first time we actually met in person. And that's the rest is history.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you're right, and I think that's the hard part, like, when you're doing a show. Like, when you don't like, I talked about this with Tony, Star Wars Sith. Him and I were talking. I was on a show the other day, and we were talking, and he's like, you know, "You just messed me out of the bill." I'm like, "Who the hell's this guy?" and, and it takes a minute to go see the channel and stuff. But there's some people, I mean, they're just like, "No." I mean, I've had people ghost me like crazy, and it's just like, okay, that's cool. But it's really hard to kind of just start up a conversation and be like, I like your channel, blah blah blah. Do you want to come on
Yeah,
mine? And I think some people get weirded out by that for some
yeah,
reason. Yeah, I
I
don't
do
know.
to I do to people. I don't mind.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, it's like whatever, but
Yeah, I did that. I struck up a semi like relationship with like Kyle Peterson that way. Like he and I chat all the time.
God, yep, yep, yep,
And he was just very responsive, and it's we just chat about toys, and every once in a while we'll shoot each other a text, and
yeah,
it's
yeah. He's one of those guys that's like pretty big in the toy community, and man, he'll respond to anybody. Like I did the same
yeah,
thing as you did. I just like one day, actually, I don't know if you saw the episode, but I work with a good friend of his at my day job, so there was like the icebreaker there, and man, he responded right away, and I talked to
yeah.
him for a little bit, and super nice guy again, down to earth guy, and
That
very
yeah,
responsive to
that's how I
everybody.
met. That's how excuse me, throat's dry. Um, that's how I met Century. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the same thing. I mean,
yeah.
it's yeah. That's the thing. You just can't. It's like I said. You always get the vibe pretty quickly if somebody's a little creepy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's
And so if you just come off as a normal human being, it's fine.
Well, you don't want to. The other thing that I think the hard part is you don't want to come off like a fanboy. You'd be like, "Oh my god, I love you, so I
Oh,
love your shit," blah blah
absolutely.
blah, and then you're like, "Okay, you're just desperate now," that kind of thing. So I think that's the balancing act, because it's like I see some guys that I want to have on the show, and it's like I'm intimidated a little bit by it. Like I was like that with Seth Bayer. I'm like, man,
Nah, dude, don't be intimidated. I
didn't
mean,
want to be, but then he
it's
got on here. I was like, oh, he's just one of the guys. He's cool.
oh, Seth is totally one of the. I met him at New York Comic Con. I just went right up to him and and we probably had a 90-minute conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's dude is totally down to earth, and like he's super easy to talk to.
Yeah.
And, I'll chat with him every once in a while. He came on that one time on Man Cave's live stream and chatted with us. So dude's totally down to earth and very easy to talk to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, which is good. Again, he's not a guy where I think a little bit of fame's gotten to his head or anything like that. He's responsive to everybody and supports everybody. So that's really
Yeah.
good to see.
Like and he always likes my videos, and like he'll always like my Instagram posts, and he's always tries to be supportive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is great. You like to see that. All right. So is it that guy with a weird fish that talks shit?
Yes.
That's the guy. You mean Hecklefish from the Y files? Is
Hecklefish.
it
Yes.
Hecklefish? Hecklefish.
Hecklefish
Okay.
is hysterical.
Hecklefish. I'll have to check that out. I've never heard about that. Every time I ask somebody on the show, somebody always gives me a new one. I'm like, man, I gotta check that out. I gotta check out
He
that.
has
So
what he does is he has like a fish, like it's like a little animated fish in a bowl next to him that basically heckles him throughout the entire show,
oh,
and
okay.
it's like
Okay.
the comic relief of the show.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. The other thing is, so I don't know if you know Salacious Rum, you ever heard of Salacious Rum? He's a YouTuber.
No,
So
no.
what it is it's just this guy doing the monkey lizard like Salacious Crumb doing the puppet, and that's the bit. And it's like he asked me to be on that, and he's in the UK, so I'm like totally nervous to be on there for an hour talking to a puppet. Like, how am I going to do this? But
That's a
he's
little
another
weird.
one that it's a little weird, yeah. But he actually does a really good job with it. It's a cool channel, so that's another one you can check out if you want.
Okay. All right.
The little I've seen, it seems interesting. Sounds fun. Gonna look that up. Yeah, look it up. It's cool stuff. It's fun stuff. So
It's just a fun channel, and
yeah,
he covers like a lot of interesting topics. A lot of sciencey stuff. So it's fun.
nice, nice, awesome. Well, you got any big plans for Christmas coming up?
Oof. Christmas is always wild here. My daughter's birthday is 2 days after Christmas, so we're
Oh
always
wow,
crazy busy and doing stuff with her. And she's turning 18 this year, so we have this like whole big party planned for her. So it's going to be a busy time of year. We're renting an Airbnb for
oh
her
nice,
and like a bunch of her friends, and we're all going is staying there and kind of doing a party, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
nice. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
good. Nice, nice.
And we always have grandparents or somebody from out of town coming for her birthday and for Christmas. So it's yeah,
I mean, the good thing is you kind of get it all out of the way at once. You know,
yeah,
birthday,
yes.
Christmas, and then you're done the whole year.
But we're always careful to separate out. This is Christmas presents. This is
Right,
birthday presents.
right. You don't
Like
want to mix
you,
everything together.
you don't want to mix everything together. You want each event to be special in its own way.
Especially
And we've
18.
always been
18's a
yes.
big one. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Cool.
Uh,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a busy time. Everybody's doing their thing, So Merry Christmas, man. Good to have you
Hey,
on the show again. Appreciate you as always. Oh, we got to say hi to Art. What's up, Art? Good to have you here, buddy. Thanks
oh,
for
man.
coming by. We don't see Art on here too much, but we always love it when he's here. So good to see you, man. Good to see you. Um, so give you a chance to plug your channel again. Tell us what you got coming up in terms of videos in the next couple weeks, and what we can expect in 2024.
All right, so you can find me at Mr. Sintastic Nerdy Collecting. I do primarily toy hunts. I do the big box stores. I go to vintage toy stores, conventions. I want to start doing that more often than I have been. Um, Given that it's the end of the year, I always do my favorite lists at the end of the year, so I have that coming up. I'll be doing top 10 Black Series figures of the year, probably vintage collection, wrestling, my favorite pickups of the year, on top of the toy hunts that I have coming up. So yeah, I'll definitely have some extra content, in the next few weeks, and I'll probably have a brand new room tour within the next month or so.
Nice, nice.
So yeah,
There was one other thing I forgot to mention that I wanted to talk to you about. So you did that video from 1999, the onslaught of the Star Wars.
oh,
The
1990s, yes,
Yeah, man. Where did you get that
yes,
idea? I love
absolutely.
that video. I think that was great. Do you have plans to do more stuff, kind of like that, the back in time type video? Because man, I thought that was a great idea, and I love the video. It was very nostalgic.
Yeah, that was one of like the most fun videos I've done. I don't even remember how I got the idea to do it, honestly. I just remember, I mean, I've been doing toy hunts. I mean, I've been collecting for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been doing toy hunts forever. You just only been filming them the last few years.
Right, right.
But that one, the episode one release was probably one of the most fun nights like ever in toy hunting. I mean, that was so wild, and it kept thinking about it. I was like, boy, that would be fun to like have a video of that. So that's kind of what like kind of triggered it, and I started looking up clips of what people did have on the internet and on YouTube, and kind of took those and just spliced it all together and made it almost look like just a normal toy hunt.
Yeah, I mean, you did great. I felt like it was because I was part of that too, just like you. And man, it felt like a time machine. It
Oh,
was
oh,
great.
it was awesome. It was. you know, there wasn't like that like just overflow of like Star Wars toys at that point. You had the
Mhm.
power of the Force, but it wasn't like now where or it's been last 20 years where there's just tons of Star Wars toys. I mean, at that point, everybody was so thirsty for something new for Star Wars
Oh yeah.
and a new movie. I mean, at that point, there hadn't been a new movie in 16 years. So to finally have a new movie and to have toys associated with it of new characters, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Like I just remember walking into that Toys R Us and just seeing like the rows of red, the red sabers from Darth Maul and like all the, the fighter, like the pod racers and the Naboo fighters and like all those new toys. I was like, it was awesome.
Yeah, yeah, we just don't have times like that anymore. We just
No,
it doesn't happen, and it's like it's
no,
sad. So, I mean, I thought that was a great video to kind of go back in time and reminisce about the
yeah,
way it was. Did you have a hard time finding footage for it?
yeah. I mean, it wasn't easy. I mean, there's not a lot out there, but I just found what I could. Got it all together, and just kind of pieced it, edited together. So,
Nice. Yeah, great idea. I
and
love that video.
there was a lot of events like that I went to over the years, which like I went to like the PS2,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
event, which I slept overnight at Target, literally overnight
Nice, nice,
outside Target, and it was
nice.
pouring rain. So we just all had umbrellas, and just stayed outside of Target all night for the PS2. And as soon as that 7 a.m. those doors opened,
Oh yeah, the mad rush, people knocking each over other, cutting through the lingerie section to get there first, all
oh,
that stuff.
it was wild, but
Yeah.
also fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Just stuff like that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, the great thing was like people would strike up conversations, kind of like what we do now online. You could do that
Yeah,
sitting next to somebody or sitting next to a couple of people at Target waiting for 12 hours. How long you been doing
yeah,
this? How long you been collecting? But yeah, I mean, I miss those days. I really miss the
yeah.
going there at midnight and just taking your arm and all the figures go in the cart, all that. So
I mean, the last thing where something like that actually happened was probably amiibos. Did you ever collect the amiibos?
mm-mm,
The
mm-mm.
Nintendo amiibos? I
No.
mean, for a hot minute, those were like crazy popular, like probably around 2015 or so. And I had like every single one of them. I still have a lot of them. And every release, there'd be just hours ahead of before a Target would open, there'd be a line of 100 people outside.
No.
So it's that was the last time I think that there was some kind of like crazy hype for something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2015. I think that's kind of what killed it for Star Wars, though, because I remember I went there in 2015 for Force Awakens, and they didn't have nothing. Like everything was
Force
gone,
Awakens is very late.
awful.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I think that was kind of
Well,
the beginning of the end.
they hardly had any figures come out.
Right,
Like
right,
it was just very little that came out associated with it. So
yeah. And it felt like the hype was bigger, almost as maybe not equal to Episode One, but it was up there. And it's like when
yeah,
you
I
went to
mean,
the store, there
I
was like
was hoping
nothing.
it would be like I didn't think it would be as cool as Episode One, but I was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
And I actually have a video on my channel, like when I was doing a channel back then. Of I went with my daughter. She was like a little kid then. She was like 8 years old, or in 2000. No, she was almost 10. And yeah, it has us both going to Target hunting for Force Awakens toys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you scroll way back in my channel, yeah, you probably
There
find
you
it.
go. All the way to the beginning. Well, check it out.
Yep.
Check out your 2015 toy hunt.
Yep.
Nice. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. But thank you again for being on. Always happy to have you on, buddy. So hopefully,
Anytime, man. It's always a blast. It always goes by fast. And,
yeah, every time, man. Every
you
time.
know,
So, guys, if for some reason you're not checking out Mr. Sintastic, definitely do that. Sub him, like him, do all those things. And again, thank you. Merry Christmas to you, man. Really appreciate you
you
being
too,
on.
man.
All you guys in the chat, thanks for being here. Next week, we've got Hey Archer. I think this is like his third time on this show. So I'm very excited to talk to Hey Archer again. Another guy who's an incredible person and YouTuber and everything. So that'll probably be it for the year. Might strike up a surprise one, don't know. But I would count on that probably being the last one of the year. So, you guys in the chat, thank you again, Mr. Sintastic. Thank you. We will see you
Absolutely.
guys next week with Hey Archer. You guys have a good one.
Take care, guys.